in town. Here we go, round one of the 2004 Canadian Motocross Championships, Nanaimo, British Columbia. Hey, have a look over my shoulder. Doesn't that look like the most fabulous motocross track on the planet? You better believe it. You know what? How about I bring in co-host extraordinaire, fabulous Brian Coster. Brian, I know we love this time of year because the season is just getting rolling, but this has been a very interesting weekend. Let's go back to yesterday. The weather was crazy. The qualifiers were insane.
Amazing things happened yesterday. We did have that rain, but what killed me was Dusty Cladd riding Blackfoot 250 actually beat and passed Damon Huffman to win his qualifier. Unreal. Then Kyle Beaton riding the 250 passes junkyard dog John Dowd for third place. Finished fourth. Dowd got him back, but just shows that kid just turned 16 years of age. Amazing. He won his 125 qualifier, as did Cole Spaziati. So we had Canadians winning all four qualifiers with more U.S. talent than we've ever seen up here. So the Canadian boys are stepping it up and making us proud.
There's something about the air, or maybe the water in BC. They've been saying something about it up here. It's been fantastic. Brian, let's go for a little reality check. Let's bring in our boy Golds. Goldie! There he is. We knew he couldn't be too far. Fella, let's talk about this track. We know they've made some changes here, but there's just something about this circuit. Great flow, a lot of speed, very interesting.
Yeah, like you said, they've definitely made some changes for this year. They took out a few of the middle straightaways, where last year was like fourth gear along a lot of few of the straightaways on this track. Now they've made some changes to this rhythm section up top of the hill here. Lots of different lines for the guys. Big air for the spectators staying out, and best for the folks you at home. Now, the things here, there's two different line choices. You can jump two different tables or one at the end set of tables. There's lots of good rhythms for the boys to change it up. Makes for awesome lines and awesome ride for the boys of the track.
Let's talk about the substrate here, Golds. Loose sand and dirt up top, but that shale, that slick shale, the guys got to be in total control of their bikes. We saw some problems yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. That first 125 qualifier claimed like 5 guys. Joey Sutherland broke his shoulder. Tough break for him. It's a tough call here. There's so much loose dirt, and when it gets shut to the outside of the turns, it makes that inside so slippery. You got to have such good throttle response. You're going to see the guys with a smooth, calculated timing on this track, the ones being up front. Like I said, like Brian said, those qualifiers, Canadian boys are looking pretty damn good.
250s, we're going to see you on the podium on that KTM?
Oh, you know, I'd love to. I sure hope so, boys. We'll see.
There's our boy. Let's go pick up the series.
And who needs no introduction in Canadian motocross, 3-time national champ Jean-Sébastien Waugh. This guy is ripped this season. I thought you were ripped last year, John. I think we need a Band-Aid for you. You're so cut.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I've been working hard once again at the gym in the winter time during my times off. But I've been back on a bike, on a spinning bike, on a dirt bike the last 2 months, and I feel good, feeling really good shape.
The Canadian media was really worried about you because of your injuries, your back. You go to Hangtown for round 1, nailed down 6th overall. Amazing.
I guess I'm like a good wine holder. I get better, I get. So I don't know, just I get good experience. Our bikes, our CRs are just really, really good, and I've been riding the same bike with the same team for the last couple of years. I feel good, feel confidence, and I think everything all together make me go faster.
Hey Fabs, Goldie's out on the track. Take it.
This is a couple corners after the start. Nice big double. High speed right-hander here. Third gear pinned. Little knoll to land on. This is like a ski jump. Just shoots you way down the track really fast. The riders could hit fourth gear here. Little stutter to screw you up before this new rhythm. You can land up on this plateau or land on this plateau. And when you do, boy, do you bottom out. Into this high banked right-hander. Fun bank corners on this track. Into a big launch again. On the gas, break up the face slightly, not to over jump. Nice big bowl here, the hard dirt. In Nanaimo, you can see the shiny spots underneath. Goldie finds his line, a little one line here, but really technical. The guys will have their inside foot off the peg while turning and in the air. Looks really stylish. Another big step up table. Now this jump I like. Lots of speed, another bank curve. Big jump. The riders have lots of time to whip it out. Showboat for the fans. The Coors Light beer garden right there for all the fans. Nice little double. Lots of passing here, people. Last year, year before, traditionally a big passing section into one line. That's a taste of Nanaimo and the finish line. Well, you know that you weren't even on the radar at the start of the year. No one was talking about Bart Stevenson winning the championship. You came out, proved everybody you had the speed. Nothing beats that kind of redemption.
Yeah, I definitely had a little bit of a slow start. I mean, took me till the second round to really get up and moving, but after that I didn't leave the podium, so I mean, a lot of hard work paying off, I guess.
We're here in Nanaimo for round one with U.S. Arena Cross champ Darcy Lange. Starting the weekend off on a real sour note. Darcy, tell us what happened on Friday on press day.
I just came out for press day and went around the track slow one lap and came around the next lap and I didn't notice a rope hanging down below the banner and I caught it with the top of my eye and went over backwards. We're not quite too sure what happened, but I definitely bruised it and maybe even broke it. So we're gonna wait this week out and probably next weekend too and just see how it feels. And if we can't make it in for the first half, we'll be there for the last half.
Okay, Bri, here we go. Riders are coming out of staging. First 125 moto. Hey, it's next.
41.
Sorry.
Here you are, you're replacing Jimmy Nelson, national number 3 rider. How did you get hooked up with Bill McLean, the Pacific Yamaha boys?
I got to thank Jim Barbie for that, a good friend of actually from the McLeans and from my side. He lives in California, and because of him, this was all able to come through. And the McLean family has just been really good to me. They welcome me like I'm part of the family, and Pacific Yamaha has been great. And I'm just having fun. I want to put a good show for them and a good show for the Canadian people.
Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth to get the season underway. This 125 moto will be brought to you by Royal Distributing. Brian?
They've got a Whole Shot award this year for every moto, $200 to the Whole Shot winner. That's 16 motos throughout the year, so big bucks from a new sponsor, Royal Distributing, as we've got the aerial shot of the Wastelands, Travis.
Ryan Saunders, our new 30-board man, goes to 5. We look at the gate, it is down, coming to that first corner. Brian's a fast one. Who's got the shot? Passiani!
Big time Whole Shot, great timing. Look, Klatt, Beaton, and Northrop, local boys, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and Klatt has a big moment off the berm on that new 250F Honda.
Thought I saw Bart Stevenson, Riverside Yamaha, number 18 in about 5th place, but look at this. 2 BC Canadian boys busting chops up front.
Just drag racing. You can see Faciani on a bit of a bobble. Here they come into the new rhythm section. Klatt pressuring, takes a look. Still sticking to the inside. He's right behind him now. Oh, there's that smooth line on the outside. Klatt, but look at Beaton jumping. He just made a whole lot of time on Klatt.
Very interesting to watch these riders scrub speed, Brian. They're doing it off of every single jump. They're staying low, keeping the power to the ground.
Exactly. They don't want to over-jump these jumps. It's more painful to over-jump and flat land. So that's why you get that funky body English off all these jumps. Is Faciani doing his best job to keep Klatt in his rearview mirror.
Noticing Klatt not follow. He's not follow. He's looking for opposite ways around. We've talked about this track, sometimes one line, but there is fast flow. Beaten on the inside with a beautiful pass. Takes second place over Klatt.
A beautiful block pass by Beaton. We know Klatt was going wide to get his momentum for the whoops as we've got Jamie Kennedy, Julian Cerny in a bit of a melee, Travis.
Beautiful line from Beaton.
Look at Beaton jumping those whoops. Spectacular.
Great drive coming out of the corner. Remember Kyle Beaton, 125. Dusty Klatt on the 254-stroke Yamaha with Klatt pressuring inside, outside, looking for a way around Beaton. Does he have him on the inside? Split course, you better believe it, Brian. A great line on the inside.
Real heads-up move for Klatt on the split course. Most of the guys are carrying their momentum wide and taking that little tiny double. Klatt getting that 4-stroke power to the ground as Faciani's just riding away from the pack here.
Moving back in the pack, we've got number 41, Tracy Johnson, with an American on his heels, number 128, and Eric Vallejo with a nice line on the outside. You talked about this in Helmet Camp, Brian. There will be passing here today.
And Vallejo just demonstrated there on the Pacific Yamaha. Vallejo up from Mexico. Great addition to the series. He was a top 10 contender in the 250 U.S. Supercross series. Up here in Canada, honing his outdoor skills.
The battle for the lead is raging. Klatt is all over Faciani, working our way back to 8th place. We've got Bart Stevenson with number 980, the Australian Lewis Stewart on his tail.
Stevenson was huge last year, finished second in the Western 125 Championship. Didn't get a great start. We'll see if he can gather up. But those Riverside Yoms are looking good this year with the red graphics. As Kyle Beaton now, he's got his mitts full of Jeff Northrop. Northrop, 25 years old, Beaton, just turned 16.
Northrop on the inside with a beautiful block pass on Beaton. Very Arena Cross style, Brian.
Hey, you see Northrop take a peek over, gets the pass, looks over in midair.
American Privateer number 402, Ryan Abrigio through that rhythm section. doubles up and takes Lewis Stewart.
Yeah, Bree's showing us Suzuki this year. He also was a big star at Walton a few years back, so nice to see him in the series as Klatt doing what he does best, and that is styling. Looks a lot like Wall on the motorcycle.
He certainly does, Brian, but I do not see Fasciati in there. I think Klatt has taken the lead.
Yeah, Klatt outgunned him up one of these face jumps, out-jumped into the lead, and seems like he's pulling a good gap now.
Privateer of the year last year in the West, Julian Sturdy back on the bike after that miscue in the second turn. He's on the gas. Here we go, Rory Sullivan with a nice exchange through the rhythm section on the inside, taking care of number 69, Milo Christie, to move into the top 10.
Sullivan, a big surprise this year, riding really good. Switch from KTM to Honda. There's our man Dusty Klatt through the whoops, getting some Blackfoot encouragement here, and he's delivering. Look at him on the gas, fishtailing Alain Jean-Sebastien Waugh. What a role model Waugh has been for Dusty Klatt as Tracy Johnson goes down. He's in 10th. Teammate Vallejo gets by as Lewis Stewart. 10th place as this moto's winding down.
This track is a slippery goose. We see Klatt in the lead, coming up to number 12, Colton Fasciati. Let's go check side. Goldie.
All right, Robbie. Colton got off to such an awesome start right there. Whole shot, put on some fast laps. Dusty's got by him now. He's got a good cushion over third. Do you think he can still put into Dusty, or do you think he's just going to hold up for next moto?
I think lap 2's as good as a 1 this moto, so we're going to turn around and chase him down, see what we can do, and see where we finish. But
Man, I like talking to you. Right on, Robbie.
Lewis Stewart with some problems, Brian, that midsection. Guys going down all over the place.
Canadian soil sample for the Australian. Suzuki mounted Donnie Wyatt takes the last lap. Is beaten, slid back to 5th, but still looking strong out there.
Yeah, he is on the gas in a big way. Look at the control he has on that 125. Love to see that two-stroke out on the track as we get back to our leader on his final approach. Number 11, Dusty Klatt, in total control, Brian. Just taking care of business in these corners, getting ready to win his first 125 Pro Moto in the country.
Good ride for Klatt. You can see him working those lappers, pushing right to the end. What a way to start the season for Dusty Klatt.
Dusty Klatt, local boy, first place, Dusty, man. Last year, Walton, you got second place. You did everything on your own, privateer. You're on the best team going right now, Blackfoot. Pulling out the first moto, you've got to be so stoked.
Yeah, I know. I was in third there, and then they got by me a little bit there. I just tried to ride my own race, stay steady and take it calm. I got by, and as soon as I tried to ride my own race after that, I can't say enough about the CR250F. Just hauled out there, and it got me out to the win, is which I wanted, so I'm really pumped right now.
2. 17. Who are your heroes as a kid?
I've always liked, Ricky Johnson and Johnny O'Mara, Jeff Ward. I mean, those were the big guys, Ron Machine. I watched them mainly on videotapes and stuff, never too much in person, but those guys, they were the top guys back then.
Okay, Fabs, before we go any further, let's hit the rewind button. The first 250 moto was red flagged, but 2 important incidents happened inside that moto.
Yeah, Argyle Yamaha's Dustin Hayes hurt himself, caused the red flag. But look at Huffman at the 13-minute mark of the moto. Car wheels in the whoops. Here it is. His front end just dips a little low, doing a little helmet testing out there in the Nanaimo whoops. He would have DNF'd that moto. Look it down. Third gear pinned. Hits falls neutral. Can't believe there was no collarbone or shoulder injury. Dowden Huffman's championship hopes are still alive thanks to that red flag.
Okay, here we go, Brian. This is actually the second 250, but it is the first 250 of the year. Brought to you by FMF. Can you feel the power? The boys are back on the line after the break. Dustin Hayes is okay. We got word. Report from the ambulance, and the gate is down, Brian. Coming to that first corner. Who's going to shot? Looks like number 17, Marco Dubé.
Wow, 40 bikes. Dubé was right by the box in the center. Gets the whole shot. Decker's right there. And Hagseth, number 33 on the 450 is in third.
Marco Dubé, the Royal Distributing hole shot with a great start. That guy knows how to get off the gate with that 450. You're right, excellent on the start. But Craig Decker, a surprise on the new two-stroke Susie. Looking real sharp out there, Brian.
Dubé tugs the tear off. I don't know who roosted him. Get a clean hole shot. Decker right up alongside. Now the danger man is Huffman and Waugh, rounding out the top 5 into this nasty rhythm section.
The boys fuddling through the rhythm section. Dubé does the double and comes up on top of the plateau. Really strong yesterday, Brian, in his qualifiers. I like the way he's riding right now.
Dubé's got a new strategy this year. It's not to win every lap of every moto. He wants to be consistent and ride injury-free because he's been battling injuries for a long time as Decker's giving him some pressure on the inside. Looks like the pass is made. This is that section we were talking about as Waugh goes through and makes it stick also. Dubé first to third in like 2 corners.
Maybe just a little too conservative, Brian. He's got to have a little bit of defense if he wants to stay in the top 5. But look at this. Similar to last year, Decker out front, Waugh behind for now.
Decker got what he wanted, and that's a 2-stroke 250 motorcycle for the kind of tighter tracks of the Canadian Series. Proving that maybe he did make the right decision, Travis.
He looks good right now, but remember Waugh through the whoops. He's a master in this section. Both have some terrific lines, inside and outside. Decker is on the gas, Brian.
Waugh does have those whoops dialed. He's the smoothest through that section. Look at that power slide for Waugh on the inside. He's looking inside, outside. He's got his eye on Decker, and Waugh using every bump on the track to his advantage. He's hopping this way and that, getting the power of that CR250 right down to this Nanaimo ground.
Brian, this is the battle for the lead. Our number 1 and 3 bikes are going at it hard. Jean-Sébastien Waugh again finding traction where nobody else is. The power slide is, he's got it dialed, my friend.
Suzuki's looking strong. What a great race here. They're both taking that low line off to the left, and Waugh capitalizes on the rhythm and makes the pass. That's what that rhythm section's designed to do, and it's working out here in the track.
Working our way back to 3rd, 4th. We've got Hagstead, and yes, Damon Huffman is in the mix, but right now, let's get back to that replay.
Here it is in slow-mo. Waugh opposite jump there. Watch how hard he lands on top. Wham! Takes a hit. Decker was doing that series of jumps both ways. That time he didn't do it.
We've been waiting to see this guy, Brian, number 32. That's the Junkyard Dog, John Dowd. He's got number 11, Dusty Klatt, hot in his heels. Look at Klatt on the inside. Brian, does he have the pass? You better believe it. A nice move for Klatt.
Klatt showing how aggressive he can be out on this Nanaimo track. Passing a seasoned veteran like Dowd. It's got to boost his confidence. Dubé's got his hands full of Huffman. 2 of the most stylish riders in this series. Both so fluid on the motorcycles. Huffman's looking around, but Dubé has proven he can really hang on when there's pressure. He can hold on to that position, I'm sure.
Over the last couple of seasons, that pass would have been over a long time ago. Dubé is holding on as we get back to our leader, number 1, Jean-Sébastien Waugh. Here we go, back to that battle. Klatt has moved into the pack now. Bit of a 3-pack here.
Yeah, Klatt's joined this party. And there goes Damon Huffman. Season opening. It seizes the opportunity, but Dubé still on the gas. He's lurking around there, keeping his eyes open, but Klatt looks like the danger man in this trio also.
Look at this pair of Yamahas, number 15, Ryan Lockhart moving up on 16, Simon Homans. These guys are starting to show their mojo, Brian, inside the top 10.
Yeah, they're not teammates. Number 15, Lockhart on the Blair Morgan team, and number 16, Homans on the Riverside Yamaha team. Side by side through the mechanics area. What great camera work we've captured out there to show the speed of that straightaway.
Brian, some of the riders talking about this track being tight. Look at Klatt on the inside. That kid has got the stones. Very aggressive riding, but there are places to pass on this track.
Oh yeah, Klatt won't be denied by Dubé here today. Decker all alone in second, Travis.
He is all alone riding the track by himself as we get back to a pair of Blackfoot Hondas. Huffman and Klatt. Klatt on the inside. Brian, he just passed Damon Huffman to take 3rd place.
Talk about a confidence booster. Just did not back off. You can see Huffman back off him in for that jump. Dusty just kept it wicked. What a pass, Dusty Klatt, showing why his 2nd overall role last year was no fluke.
No fluke at all. Back to the champ in 1st place, all by himself on the track. Now Dubé is coming up on Huffman. I would not be surprised as Huffman is still suffering the effects of that crash, Brian. He took a hard one.
Oh, he rung his bell all right, but really impressed with Dubé. He's not relenting. He's got his mitts full of down now. Now Dubé's been under pressure this whole moto since the whole shot. He's keeping down behind him. This is going to be very interesting here for 5th.
Very interesting is right as we get back to number 3, Coors Light Racing. Craig Decker looking super choice in that flag gear.
Does he look sharp this year? The Morgan team has got their livery down. Cameraman Dan Bailey with an award-winning face full of Waugh. Really see the speed through there as Waugh hanging it out.
Pack Yamaha's number 33, Brad Hagson, has gotten into the mix on that 450 Yamaha, but John Dowd starting to get used to those whoops, really on the gas through the sweeper.
I can't believe this is Hagson's 5th year in Canada. We've adopted him like one of our own. Given Dowd fits, Chuck Mesley, sick as a dog. It's no surprise he's in the mechanics area. He was so ill prior to this moto.
Diablo's number 44, Keith Johnson. East Coast American specialist working through the rhythm section on Hagstead. I thought I'd see him a little quicker out there today, Brian, but again, a sand specialist with Decker taking the last lap flag.
Yeah, Dowdy, Treadwell, and Johnson just cannot wait to get this race over with. They are soft terrain specialists. Decker, California native, he's no fool.
Dowdy in the whoops just about lost it. Wow. On the gas in a big way. Two-stroke out front with Dowdy. Pair of four-baggers right here. Hagstead and Johnson.
Man, these guys are still pushing hard. This moto's winding down. And I tell you what, people, the lap times are just as fast as lap one, showing the intensity of this series and the shape of these riders.
Our leader on his final approach getting ready to take the checkered flag. And a huge win in the first 250 moto here, Brian, at the Wasteland.
JSR is the king. Stick around. Freestyle action. Pump it up. The man who needs no introduction, the champ, does it. Round one, Moto 1. What a ride, John.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I know my bike is working so good. I got to do a great retraction out there. I'm focused. I'm in shape. I'm ready to win again. And this is the first moto. We have 15 more, but it's looking good for me.
California's Craig Decker, national number 3, came out here, banged off a second place in the first moto. Craig, tell us a little about the race.
Well, I got off to a good start, second place on the restart, and got into the lead into the first lap, and just rode hard. JSR got by me. He was going really fast and got away, so I just tried to stay smart and stay up on two wheels, get second place, and it worked out well.
Round one, Nanaimo. Intensity is high. Colton Fasciotti, hometown boy here in Nanaimo. Colt, you look like you were ripping it up in practice.
I felt pretty good out there. The bikes are working awesome. Great team. I like the track. It's a fun track. Just try to get some lines going and get the flow down.
Talk to us a little about the track changes in the rhythm section back there. It looked like there was a lot of combinations.
Yeah, there's a couple tabletops there. Some people are going from the second one to the third, and third to the fourth or whatever. So, should make for some good racing.
Second 125 moto, the boys are on the line, Brian. Loving this time of day. A little bit of break in between as we get to Ryan Saunders, our new 30-board specialist for the first two rounds out west. This moto will be brought to you by MX Performance Magazine, the #1 motocross magazine in the country.
That is correct, sir. You folks at home might be wondering why some of these riders have yellow backgrounds with black numbers. Those guys are amateur riders here qualifying for this Pro-Am event as the gate is down. Travis looks like Klatt has pulled out a wicked hole shot.
Dusty Klatt, look at that with the Royal Distributing hole shot. Huge! Ryan Morris, number 104, teammate, second place.
Kawasaki mounted Northrop there, 6:15 in third. Eric Vallejo, fourth. Fasciotti, fifth. And it looks like Ryan Mitchell in sixth. Look at the battle there for fifth. They're three abreast in the corner.
Brian, two Canadians with hole shots, but two four-strokes getting the hole shots.
Yeah, good point, Traz. Those four-strokes seem to get a better drive off the concrete starting gate. Pulling hole shots here in both motos. There's Fasciotti. He's working his way up on Vallejo. Just outside of the top 5. Takes that low line on the rhythm. Doesn't get the mojo. That.
Whoa. Fasciotti's down, Brian. He's down in a big way.
Wow. You can see Vallejo jump. Fasciotti did not. Fasciotti almost getting run over.
Behind him.
Guys are trying to avoid Colt. This is not a good time to crash. The pack's so tight, he's going to end up in 40th place here if he doesn't get going. There's only a 4-race series. Colton, get going, man.
Number 446, Jeremy Schism on the Honda. It's got James Marshall hot in his tail. Kyle Beaton on the inside takes care of Marshall.
Yeah, you can see Ryan Mitchell just in the back here. Beaton definitely on the move. We don't know a whole lot about Schism other than he got himself a great start. You can see the track a little slick in places. Water to Beaton, very aggressive. He's like 5 foot, 115 pounds soaking wet, but he rides like he's got the heart of a lion, that kid.
A bundle of nerves with very aggressive moves on the inside. Look at this 4-pack through the whoop-de-doos. Vallejo, where the heck are you going? Ryan Mitchell on the inside, banging bars with Beaton.
Mitchell, this way and that. Really impressed with Mitchell this year. I'll tell you, he's been so aggressive. He's not respecting these more established riders. Love to see that from a young up-and-comer.
Fasciotti back on the bike, working his way through the pack. Riders all over the place. This right here is the battle for third place. We've got Jeff Northrop in third place, followed by Vallejo and Beaton.
Vallejo on the outside. Beaton takes the inside. Grabs a position from Vallejo. Vallejo Supercross specialist. You think he'd like this sort of layout, though, Travis?
You would, but maybe that was a place where the two-stroke was better because Beaton was on the gas on the inside, had quicker turnaround through that corner.
Yeah, Kyle loves the lightness and the flickability of that two-stroke machine. One of the only front runners on that two-stroke. And now he's all over Northrop, stuffs himself, loses a couple seconds, but he's still in the hunt.
Good point about the BC Canadian riders. They know this track, Brian. A lot of laps out there. Northrop, Morris, first time here.
Yeah, that is a factor, but at this level, it should not be an excuse. It's debatable. It's a smooth track, not a lot of bumps. Klatt styling out front. You got some ruts, but this track doesn't develop a lot of roughness, natural braking bumps, etc. Pretty much smooth sailing out on this track.
It's a lot about flow, and look at Beaton through the whoops with a dynamite line. Takes Northrop on the inside. That might be an experienced pass right there, Brian, with a little more time through those whoops.
Beaton just ripping. He can taste the podium. He got denied in the first moto. Good footage right there of Riverside's James Marshall on Ryan Mitchell. A good heads-up pass there. Going into the replay, you can see Beaton jumps into the whoops the same amount. This is where he jumps farther on the second bout. Takes a bit of a punishing hit there. Soaks it up with his body. A great pass. That is a clean pass. All rider right there.
Dynamite suspension on that bike of his. Just really soaking up the bunch to right. As we get back to number 12, Colton Fasciati, who bust by Julian Cerny, number 19, on the inside, working his way through the pack.
We'll have to see if Fasciati can break the top 10 by the end of this moto. He looks poised to do so. There's Sullivan and Aaron Barr. Aaron Barr, a big start 2 years ago. Last year suffered injuries. We didn't get to see him ride. But look at Sullivan on the Honda. Looks really good. He's from Oregon. He's loving riding in Canada.
Inside, outside, back to the whoops. Kyle Beaton, let's go check side. Gold Ed.
There he goes, Kyle Beaton. Look at that, Ed. Last moto, he said he wasn't too happy about it. This moto, he's riding awesome. Did you guys make some changes?
No, not at all. Actually, he got a little tight last moto, and he's just loosened up now. Things are going great.
Right on. This looks like a good podium finish. Good way to start the series.
Oh, for sure. Thanks.
Right on, Eddie. Good for the Blair Morgan team.
Thank you.
Goldie doing it upright track side as we get to the sweeper. There are battles all over the track with Bart Stevenson on the gas.
Ryan Mitchell again in the mix with Stevenson. There's Ryan Morris. It's spelled Marias, pronounced Morris, but he's just plain fast to me.
Blackfoot Honda 1-2 right now as Morris gets the last lap flag, Brian. I think he's starting to get comfortable in this track.
Yeah, really likable kid, and he's got his focus here. He's been upbeat all weekend. I think he realizes Klatt, like you said, has got lots of laps around here. He's content right there in second, I'm sure.
Kid's in good shape too, Brian. That's one thing about him, in great shape. As we look at Eric Vallejo, the Mexican up in Canada, who's fallen back to seventh.
You can see him tuck his head down for the roost, but look at Klatt whipping it like nobody's business up here. Busy with both feet. He's downshifting in midair while tapping the back brake to get the front end down. This kid's got the skills way out in front. Four-dressed Blackfoot rider looking so good out here. Takes the checkers Strauss with a no-hander.
Blackfoot Honda's Klatt goes wire to wire for the win, Brian.
Okay, Kyle. Awesome moto, man. You got off to that great start. Pulled out, like you said last one, you said you tightened up. This moto, did you tighten up at all?
No, not at all. You know, I got into a good rhythm and I just kept on charging to the front. You know, and I felt real good out there. The track conditions were probably the best on my side. So yeah, it got me a top 3 position. I'm in 3.5.
Your confidence coming into this round must have been really high because we think about how well you did at Hangtown in that second 125 moto against the best in the world. You must be riding a high right now.
I mean, yeah, I came in with a lot of confidence from Hangtown. I mean, I kind of wore off a little bit. I felt really good like the whole week after. I mean, I'm in pretty good shape right now, so I think that's what's helping me out a lot.
Talk to us quickly about your bike, because it's the first time that we've seen the 250F in Canada. Seems to be working out quite nicely, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, all the guys at Blackfoot and Honda, I mean, they did a great job on this thing. This thing's awesome. I can't ask for anything better.
National number 3 rider Craig Decker, the cover of our Western program. Craig, known as a 4-stroke specialist, riding for the Big Yellow squad now on a 2-stroke. Tell us how that all went down.
Yeah, a little change this year. I felt I'd be better off in a 2-stroke, and this is where I found my best deal. So I hooked up with the Coors Light Suzuki team and been riding it for a few months now, and I really like it. So I'm hoping for good things, and we'll see you this weekend.
Round one of the 2004 Canadian Motocross Championships is coming to a close. This is the final moto of the day. Ryan Saunders with a 30 board up. Look at that. Juan Decker just pumping it up on the line, Brian.
Getting the tires up to temperature, getting those clutches warmed up, getting all the cobwebs out of the engine. We're to 5 seconds, Travers. Final moto of the day.
Gate is down, coming to that first corner. Who's going to get the Royal Distributing shot? We're going to give it to Dubé one more time for a pair here in Nanaimo.
That's right, Travs. Looked like DeHaan and Dowd had it coming together up the straightaway. Decker's in the mix, but look at Klatt right around the outside of Dubé. His 4th moto of the day, moves into first place. Unbelievable for young Dusty Klatt, leading a 250 national moto.
He is by far the story. You're right, 4 motos today for this guy, and he looks as fresh as a daisy getting back into the pack. Huffman's starting to make a move now. Last year, Huffman was a little slower on this track, but I think he's got some lines out there.
Yeah, he had a bit of a slow start. He's on that still getting with that body English on Jean-Sébastien Waugh. It's a little tight to be jumping these rhythms, but he makes a pass there by jumping that last tabletop, gets around Decker. Now Dowd's on the hot seat. Look at Huffman on the inside, side by side, elbow to elbow, and just scoots right around.
All the intense action in the first lap. Look at Waugh coming up on Dowd now. You know Jean-Sébastien Waugh's not going to waste a lot of time here, Brian. He doesn't want to let those leaders get too far away.
He had a nice peek on Dowd. Here he is. He's got himself set up on the inside of the track. We know how Waugh can break a corner, and he does it. A veteran move on Dowd. Dowd should have seen that coming, but Waugh is so sneaky. He just slides into that position virtually unnoticed until it's too late.
We're talking about traction. Dowd was having traction problems up there. He allowed Waugh to get on the inside, and again, Waugh, the master with finding traction everywhere we go. To the straightaway, Dubé in second. Look at the battle right here, though. Suzuki Canada spending a lot of money for some big American hitters, and they're getting the results right now, Brian, with Decker and Dowd.
They sure are, as Huffman now right behind Dubé. Waugh in turn behind. And look at that, just slices right up the inside of Damon Huffman. Waugh is so fluid, he carries so much speed into this dropaway. Now Dubé's the next one on his hit list.
Oh my, Dusty Klatt with a huge berm shot on the upside.
He's capping this field in a big way, looking really strong. This kid's riding so well. He's not getting a wheel wrong out here.
Down into the woods. Oh my, Frank Decker on it in a huge way. Back up to the sweeper, side by side. Two completely different Suzuki machines, both RM250s, different preparation, different suspension, motor packages. These guys are rivals, not teammates out there. Back to a 3-pack of Hondas. It is Dubé, Waugh, and Huffman. My goodness, Brian, I just can't believe the intensity, the action in these first few laps. Waugh on the inside, does he have it through the approach?
The line.
Yes, he does. You're right. Took that line
Parked
right away from Dubé.
Right in front of Dubé, and now Huffman. Dubé seems to get a bit dejected when he's passed. Huffman sneaks right by.
Oh, look at the action on that sweeper, Brian. Unbelievable. Those Michelin tires hooking up large for the Blackfoot team.
Dubé's still safe in 5th for the interim. There goes Decker. Big number 3 and down. These two are having a great battle. You can see slightly different techniques there. The Junkyard Dog looks poised on the inside. 50 plus miles an hour. Oh, Dowd gives Decker a break. He could have parked him into those banners. Decker could end up really hurt. Dowdy, experienced veteran, knows to make a safe pass.
Decker was on the gas, and I love the way that he just stayed on it, and he did not give up. Relentless side by side. A pair of Suzies. Does Dowd have him on the inside? Brian, this is fantastic racing.
This fight is not over. Look at Dowd out jumping. Still doesn't make the pass. Coming into that rhythm. Let's see what happens here. Taking similar lines, that smooth line off to the left. And look at Dowd! Oh, he pays the price slapping the top of that table. It doesn't make an inch of ground on Decker.
Waugh by Huffman has now moved up to the second place, and he has caught Dusty Klatt. This is an unbelievable battle for the lead right now. Look at the style and smoothness of Waugh over that jump.
I just love that jump. It's really hard to see how big of a gap that really is. It's just made for clickers. Waugh there, stalking mode. Klatt is aware of his position on the track. He saw him in that last high bank berm, Travs.
Let's talk about impressive. Dusty Klatt is holding off the champ, and remember, Brian, this is his 4th moto of the day.
Proving he is in good shape, Travs. He just had a peek at Waugh. These guys are having fun. They spent a lot of time practicing together out at the Calgary test track. That's the Blackfoot facility. But look at the impressive style of Dusty Klatt. Travers, Could he be the next superstar?
I am speechless, Brian. I am absolutely speechless watching him out on the track. And you're right, the styles are so similar. It's almost eerie as we move back in the pack. Marco Dubé, again, we've been talking about how well he's riding today, holding off Craig Decker right now in 5th place.
Dubé rising to the challenge. He seems to ride well when there's guys all over his back fender. He just holds his line. He's a strong physical rider, and it seems when Dubé holds his line, he's hard to pass.
Look at that wall on the inside, but Klatt has to come back with a slingshot. Side by side, back down into the belly. Klatt regains the lead. What an unbelievable combination of moves, Brian. I am speechless with his performance today.
Looks like Watt's tight on the inside, and he makes it stick through that 180 corner. Looks like Klatt maybe getting a little bit tired. We'll see if those shoulders start to relax. Here it is again, reverse angle. Klatt goes for the high line. You don't really want to do that with Watt behind you. Watt feeling the traction, feeling his brakes, parks himself right in front of Dusty. See that leg out, and the leg stays off the ground as he leaps down the hill. Style! Those boys are all about it. As now, he's got his mitts full of yet another teammate, Damon Huffman.
Well, Dusty Klatt was definitely getting tired in that corner. You can see the shoulders were dropping. Brian, you've talked about it before. Through the rhythm section, Klatt still has the mojo, doubling up to the tabletop. Let's see the lines that Huffman takes, because you know Huffman's got some good lines out here. He's inside, he's outside. Klatt's still looking strong. Here comes Damon Huffman. Let's look for him to cross over and go inside. Is he going to take care of business?
No, he stays on the outside. Stays on the outside, elbows up. These two have... Klatt looks on the inside. Huffman passes on the outside. All you kids at home, don't look back. I think Dusty is tired, though. I think he's kind of given up the fight. He'll be good to hold on to 3rd. That's Lockhart beaten, battling just outside the top 10 on those blue YZ250s.
Teammates on Yamaha's Blair Morgan race team. Look at Lockhart going inside, taking care of Beaton. This would be Beaton's 3rd moto of the day, but Lockhart looks like he's starting to get comfortable on those YZ250s.
Yeah, they got a great package this year. He switched from KTM. Fox is backing up that team. They're looking really good on those bikes.
He's on the inside with a nice cut.
Beaton with his eyes open, spots an opening and takes it. Number 44, though, looming in the background. There he is on the 450 Honda. Ride for Diablo. He passes Lockhart, puts the moves on Beaton, and that is for 9th place as his second 250 winds down.
Brian, I like the way that 450 CR was hooking up through that straightaway. Some excellent traction as we get back to our leader, number 1, John Sebastian on his final approach. Yes, he will take the checkered flag, and a beautiful clean sweep here in Nanaimo to open up the 2004 series.
Some unfinished business for 10th place. That's Mike Treadwell and Blair Morgan duking it up.
Oh, Morgan
on the inside. Treadwell blocks him right before the checkered flag. That's going to put Iron Mike 10th. Blair Morgan struggling with that ankle injury in 11th.